Good evening and namaste. The COVID 19 pandemic has impacted all of us drastically. As a result of lockdowns and social distancing, the social contact has decreased and there is an increased level of self consciousness. In addition to our social, occupational, and personal lives, this routine poses a novel challenge to our skin, hair, and nails. Several skin conditions have emerged, mainly as a result of prolonged contact with personal protective equipment and excessive personal hygiene, thereby captivating attention towards inner health and outer beauty. I, Girish Kannan of Mayor Vita Biotics, on behalf of my organization, I'm pleased to welcome and thank all the delegates who have registered and are attending the webinar with us today. Mayor Vita Biotics is the global business partner of Vita Biotics UK, headquartered in London, which is UK's number one and the world's fastest growing nutraceutical company. Dr. Kartar Singh Lalwani is the founder and chairman of Vita Biotics. He's a bioscience inventor who has successfully commercialized his own inventions. Mayor Vita Biotics is one of the leading pharmaceutical companies in India. Mayor has created a unique portfolio of products addressing the needs of both men and women. Thick, shiny hair, clear skin, and well groomed nails can say a lot about the health of a person. Indeed, the reflection towards the inner beauty. For this, Mayor offers a triple supplement for skin, hair, and nails, that is, Perfectil. It has been formulated to deliver the beauty from within and is designed to complement a daily skin and hair care routine with a range of over 20 micronutrients, including grapeseed extract, biotin, zinc, and selenium. We are proud to be the only vitamin company to have received the Queen's Award for Innovation for Perfectil Breakthrough Research in Cosmetic Science and Nutrition. So today, Mayor Vita Biotics provides a unique platform to engage, create, and connect an avenue towards robust exchange of information on the benefits of nutraceutical in skin, hair, and nails under the guidance of eminent speaker, Dr. Kavish Chouhan. Dr. Kavish Chouhan has done his MD in dermatology from All India Institute of Medical Sciences. He is a director and co-founder of Derma Clinics India. He was a coordinator of IADVL PRP Task Force 2020 and is the IADVL coordinator for SIG trichology and hair transplant for the year 2021 and 22. He has performed more than 5,000 FUE hair transplant and has multiple publications in indexed international journals like the Lancet, BJD, CD, and JCAS. Now, I hand over the session to the dynamic speaker of the day, Dr. Kavish Chouhan.
Hi, thanks to Mayor Vita Biotics for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts on this important topic. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, so today I would be discussing with you all regarding the benefits of nutraceuticals in maintenance of healthy hair, skin, and nails. Now, as you all know, there is a famous quote from Sophia Loren that nothing makes a woman more beautiful than the belief that she is beautiful. So you need to have the belief first to look more beautiful. The same is true for males, that you need to feel more confident to actually show more confidence. So, and this realms of beauty and wellness, it tends to overlap a lot. So being well can help you look beautiful, and feeling beautiful increases your overall wellness. So let's take a look at how these nutraceuticals can affect the beauty. Now, these are the common attributes of human body which defines how natural beauty is. Most important is radiant skin, glowing skin, then lustrous hairs, and strong nails. Everyone wants to achieve this, but daily worries, trauma, aging process, environmental damages, it tends to traumatize all these factors. What are the other factors which tends to affect skin, hair, and nail health? Genetics, hormonal factors, climate, chemicals, lifestyle, and diet, and weather and pollution. So this all in conjunction, it damages our skin, hairs, and nails. Now, because we are constantly exposed to external influence, so that's why this aging process, it constantly goes on. So we have both internal as well as external factors which deteriorates our skin, hair, and nail health. And effects of food ingredient may prove to be biologically relevant for optimal health of skin, hair, and nails. Now, why is there a need for micronutrient supplements? Now, there has been numerous studies where micronutrient deficiencies has been lead to various cutaneous abnormalities of skin, hair, and nails, and various manifestations they improve when the supplementations are done. Now, and in India, there is a huge percentage of population who is malnourished and undernourished. So even in metros where people are getting sufficient nutrition, they're not getting enough amount of micronutrients, which is a cause of concern. Now, let's come to this concept of nutri-cosmetics. So it originates from a combination of nutrition and cosmetics. Okay, so see, often we tend to focus only on nutrition part or only on the cosmetic part, but this nutri-cosmetic concept is a newly evolving concept taking precedence now both in West as well as in Asia. And it helps in providing more effective results, which fits in today's culture, because you want response easily. You want things just in a pill. Do you take the pill and you can have multiple benefits of it in long term. Now the second question is whether one should go for topical treatment and cosmetic treatments, or they should take oral therapies. Now the thing is, in general, they can be quick fix with some topical treatments, but if you want to have a longer standing results, then oral therapies can help you to prevent conditions from happening and can treat conditions for a long period of time. And in general, everyone needs to understand that a combination of oral and topical therapy in conjunction is likely to give better results. And in general, one has to focus on the overall health. So once you feel well, then you will look well. So that's the heart of this concept of nutri-cosmetics. So overall, what I'm trying to highlight the point is that beauty from within is the most important concept today. So everyone wants to feel good from within. Once that starts to happen, then you overall will feel more well. And for that, you need to have well-nourished skin, hair, and nail, which is the prerequisite for beautiful appearance. And everyone wants to have a healthy aging, irrelevant of the age you are having. Now, what are the reasons for increase in demands for this nutri-cosmetics? Now, nowadays, people are living longer and everyone wants to look well. Now, this tendency of tending to look well has become much more prominent now, not only in females, now even in males, they want to be groomed better and they want to feel better all the time. Overall, there is an inclination towards less invasive beauty treatments. So nowadays, surgical facelifts are almost unheard of. People tend to go for less invasive cosmetic beauty treatments. And now there is a trend of going towards oral treatment where people want to have a more preventive therapy so that their skin and hair tends to be better for longer period of time without having to go in or need procedures. Secondly, there is a demand for need of more natural ingredients because they tend to have less side effects. And now previously there was lack of studies, but now there are more studies creating enough evidence regarding the role of major ingredients. But there is a word of caution in this. Nowadays, I am seeing there are plethora of companies who are coming up with various nutritional cosmetics and other brands. And because most of these drugs are available over the counter and this market is highly unregulated, specifically in a country like India, so one needs to be aware one need to be very careful in choosing the right brand. Because still large scale randomized control trial are not many in this regards, specifically regarding nutri-cosmetics. So we need better well-controlled study to understand their role, safety, and efficacy. And there is a lack of standardized dosing and standardized outcome amongst various brands. So one needs to be very careful in selecting brands. So brands which are there for a longer period of time and have established track record of efficacy, in general, they are likely to perform better in this regard. Now, overall, when you talk about beauty and wellness, these are two sides of the same coin. So if you're feeling better, then you're likely to feel well. Now, let's talk about skin, hair, and nail. And as I was talking about, there is limited amount of evidence for this. In my talk, as we go ahead, I will discuss about what are the current evidences available for various nutritional agents and what are the components in various nutri-cosmetics, and we'll talk about their current level of evidence. Now, first, let's talk about skin. Now, skin conditions, they contribute almost to 2% of the global disease burden if you talk in terms of disability adjusted life years. This is from a study from JAMA. Now, nutrition overall is one of the main factors required for maintenance of healthy skin, hair, and nails. And micronutrients are now not only employed as active compounds as a therapeutic agents, but they are also ingredients in cosmetic products, which helps in preventing diseases from happening. Now, let's talk about the evidences available for micronutrients in skin. Now, I have highlighted the ones which have better evidences. So you see vitamin C, of course, have a lot of good evidence in terms of anti-aging effect. It's known to increase collagen synthesis, and it helps to decrease melanin formation, thereby reducing pigmentation. So this is one of the most active ingredients for anti-aging therapy. It also exerts photoprotection against UV light, and in turn reduces the damage which UV light does on the skin. Next comes the role of niacinamide and nicotinamide. Nicotinamide has a proven role in prevention of non-melanoma skin cancers, specifically in high-risk population. So this is applicable more for Australian and European skin, where the risk of non-melanoma skin cancers is less. But there is very clear evidence that nicotinamide plays a role in prevention of non-melanoma skin cancer. Other very important and highly researched molecule currently is vitamin D. It has a proven role in treatment of hyperproliferative skin disorders like psoriasis, as well as other inflammatory skin disorders. During my MD in AIMS, we conducted a research on ichthyosis patient. And in that also, we found out that in all the ichthyosis patients, vitamin D were deficient in comparison to normal patients. And then the next step of that research was to start supplementing vitamin D in lamellar ichthyosis with pretty convincing results. So in many of the hyperproliferative skin disorders, vitamin D has a proven role now. And as you will see ahead, vitamin D clearly has a role in hair fall too. Then vitamin B12, it is a very known micronutrient in hyperpigmentation. So mechanism of hyperpigmentation in this vitamin B12 deficiency now has been known to be due to increase in melanin synthesis. So people who are deficient in vitamin B12, they are more prone to hyperpigmentation, and those who are taking this therapy on a regular basis, they are likely to have less hyperpigmentation post any therapy. Now, vitamin E also is known to have good role in reducing the pigment as well as skin cancer. It works by interference of lipid peroxidation of melanocyte membrane. Also, iron has been known to have a role in skin pigmentation as well as in hair. Riboflavin deficiency tends to cause increased incidence of seborrheic dermatitis. Vitamin B6 also has a role in hair fall. And copper, zinc, and selenium also have proven role in reducing the damage caused by ultraviolet rays. And deficiency of zinc leads to delayed wound healing. So if you're taking these nutrients on a regular basis, if they are in sufficient amount, then these things are not likely to happen. Then amongst the herbs, grapeseed extract is known to have a function as an anti-dandruff agent, antimicrobial agent, and it also helps in reducing UV-induced skin pigmentation. Role of biotin in skin, hair, and nail is well known for decades now. There is a lot of debate in what should be the ideal amount for it, but it's known to have some benefit. Then other than that, there is also a role of L-cysteine and nicotinamide. Now, I will share one example. So this is one of my patients. The difference between this before and after picture is over 6 months. This after picture is after 6 months. So in this, we did a regular nutri-cosmetic treatment for the patient. So patient started taking treatments on a regular basis. Along with that, we did certain therapies for him. So this is a typical example of how combining treatments along with the nutritional therapies can give very good result in long term. Now, moving forward to hair. Now, micronutrients are major elements in formation of a normal hair follicle. It's pretty well known. And as you all know, hair follicle has a very high cellular turnover, and that's why it requires micronutrients on a constant basis. Now, deficiencies of various nutrients can lead to various hair disorders, and I will discuss about their current level of evidence. Now, biotin has been shown to promote normal hair growth in various disorders, as well as in familial uncombable hair syndrome. And it has lead to the supplementation of biotin has result to subjective improvement in alopecia. Serum ferritin and vitamin D3 are known to play a role in hair fall and also in premature graying of hair. Riboflavin deficiency, as we discussed earlier, can cause hair fall. Vitamin B12 also causes hair fall. So these are some of the common things. So whenever I see a case for hair fall, specifically in females, I always get serum ferritin, vitamin B12, thyroid, and vitamin D done. So these are the basic nutrients which I always get tested in these patients. And you would be surprised to see that almost 70 to 80% of females, they are deficient in iron, vitamin B12, and vitamin D. It's very common. So deficiency of these nutrients, it tends to increase the issues of androgenic alopecia. Now, proanthocyanidins from grapeseed extract is known to stimulate hair cycle proliferation, and it helps to shift hairs from telogen to anagen phase. So this was proven in one of the studies in Journal of Cosmetic Dermatology. Now, other than that, vitamin C, vitamin E, beta carotene, and copper also plays a role. L-methionine is proven to have a role in slowing the onset of gray hair. Now, gray hair is again one of the big areas where there are not many effective treatments available. And once it happens, then so once after puberty, once it happens, then there is not much which we can do except reducing the progression. But if people are taking preventive therapies from onset, then the likelihood of graying hair probably would be reduced. Though this again requires better long-term controlled study. So this again, I'm sharing some of the pictures. This is a case where we did hair transplant for the whole area. So as you see, this is a case with pretty advanced grade baldness, Norwood grade 6 baldness. So we did hair transplant, but in such case, to achieve optimum results, you need therapies as well as medical treatment. So, and again, nutrition plays an important role in such patients. So we always focus on role of improving nutrition, taking proper therapies, as well as surgical treatments as needed. So this is one of the female patients where we, in all such patients, we first treat the patient with nutritional therapies, minoxidil and other therapies as required. And then if required, we do hair transplantation to improve the overall response. As in most of those cases, when they are having advanced baldness, just with hair transplant, you cannot cover all the area. You need to help in improving the quality of existing hair. And for that, nutrition also plays a better role. Now, I would say that the therapeutic role in many cases may be dubious, but it has a very effective preventive role. So people who are taking good diet and taking proper nutrition, in them, this kind of things are less likely to happen. Now, coming to nails. So practically all of the nutrients which we have discussed earlier, their deficiencies can affect the growth of nail. And for a proper growth of nail plate, a proper amount or optimal proportion of all these nutrients are required. And there are various visible anomalies of nail associated with these nutritional deficiencies. Biotin and nicotinamide are the most important ones among this. Biotin deficiency is known to cause brittle nails. Riboflavin is helpful in maintaining good, healthy hair, skin, and nails. Folate deficiency also has been known to cause changes in skin pigmentation as well as nails. Also, zinc and cyanocobalamin is known to play a role. Now, selenium deficiency leads to whitened nail beds. So people who tend to have a very white nail beds, and selenium deficiency may be one of the reasons. Iodine deficiency also causes sparseness and brittleness of hairs in nail. So the one of the good nutraceuticals, nutrocosmeceuticals among this is Perfectil. Now, these are the active ingredients in Perfectil. So it basically contains a combination of biotin with all the other essential micronutrients. So these are the active ingredients in Perfectil. So it contains vitamin D, biotin, vitamin E, C, B1, B2, B6, folic acid, B12, pantothenic acid, along with various minerals, magnesium, iron, zinc, manganese, copper, selenium, cysteine. And it also contains grapeseed extract, which also now has increasing evidence of being helpful. Now, this was one of the trial, and in which this was a very early trial in 1998, where the patients for this therapy was continued for 3 months in 125 patients, and all the participants. So there was 96% improvement in skin, and there was clear improvement in hair and nails. Now, what I feel is that in skin, you might start to see the results early. But for changes in hair and nails, it might require 6 months or even longer. So more long-term studies needs to be done to document the efficacies better. Another trial was done in Department of France, where also 125 patients were studied, and it was found to be pretty effective in protecting from winter. Now, these are the key attributes of this molecule. It works both on nutrition as well as cosmetics. It has, other than nutrient and cosmetic, it also has grapeseed extract, which has a positive impact on skin as well as hair. It also contains L-cysteine and other vitamins and minerals, and it helps to overall achieve beauty from within, and it helps to improve skin, hair, as well as nails. Now, why focus on nutri-cosmetics over just cosmetics? Because as you all know, so as dermatologists and as practitioners, you all will agree, nowadays there is trend that everyone wants it, because most of the skin condition, they are chronic, and they tends to persist for a long period of time. So patients, they start to lose patience. So they start saying that, how long will I keep doing this treatment again and again? And everyone wants a treatment where the results are long lasting. So they want to kind of try and solve the problem rather than just do a quick fix. And now there is an emerging trend to focus more on preventive therapies rather than just doing a quick fix treatment at that particular point of time. Secondly, now there is in males also this concept of nutri-cosmetics is taking shape. Because see, in males, most males, they are less bothersome about getting, or they have more inertia in getting various cosmetic treatments done. But they would prefer to have a preventive therapy in the form of a pill or an easy fix, where they can just take a pill and they can have a long term of healthy skin, hair, and nail. So in males also, this concept is gaining ground now. Secondly, from consumer point of they basically, everyone wants to eat healthy and feel healthy, and that's why they want to have better therapies. So I would recommend all to choose a well-balanced nutri-cosmeceuticals with a lot of clinical and scientific data with proven record of safety. Okay, so and in conclusion, as you all know, so there is many of these nutrients have a clear role in skin as well as hair, and their supplementation can definitely help in improving. But more often, they have a very good role as a preventive therapy. Thank you, everyone.
So thank you, Doctor. On behalf of Mayor Vita Biotics, I would like to thank Dr. Kavish Chouhan for such an insightful session on the benefits of nutraceutical in hair, skin, and nails. It indeed was a thoughtful and thought-provoking session filled with great insights. I once again thank all the delegates for attending and being an active part of this webinar. It indeed was a pleasure for me to share with you that Perfectil is a four-time recipient of the Queen's Award for Innovation. The Queen's Award for Innovation is an awards program for British businesses and other organizations who excel at international trade, innovation, sustainable development, or promoting opportunity through social mobility. They are the highest official UK awards for British businesses. So, Doctor, now with your permission, we can move on to the question and answer session.
Yes.
So, the first question is, are Nutri Cosmetics an add-on to the main therapy, or can they be supplemented as the main therapy?
So basically, as a preventive therapy, then they alone are good enough. But when we are dealing with some specific conditions, then they work as a supplementary therapy. So if suppose a patient comes with pigmentation, so then we have to address that pigmentation, but also we need to focus on the preventive aspect of so that the patient needs to take treatment to stop the pigmentation from forming further in future.
Thank you very much for your response, Doctor. So the next question is, from the list of ingredients that were covered by you, which of the ingredients, according to you, is a must-have and is extremely important or effective for improving a person's skin or other conditions?
Yeah, I would say most important ones are biotin, vitamin D, riboflavin, nicotinamide, and vitamin C and E. So these are the most essential ingredients, and one should rather have them as a preventive therapy as well. So if you're taking them on a regular basis, then you're less likely to have other skin, hair, and nail disorders, and you're more likely to have a long term of healthy skin and hair.
Thank you very much, Doctor. So moving on to the next question. So what are your views on the impact of cosmetics versus Nutri Cosmetics?
No, so this basically in general, so see, cosmetics is one part is that everyone wants a quick fix response. So if they come, they want an immediate response. So for those kind of patients, so there is a role of topical treatments and procedures that's certainly there. But for most of such procedures, this tends to happen again and again. So there is a role of nutrition as well in preventing these things from happening in long term. And patients also, they tends to feel better when they feel that their doctor is focusing not just on doing one procedure, but is focusing on their overall health.
Right. Thank you, Doctor. So we can move on to the next question. I think this question, a lot of people can relate with this, that does the consumption of Nutri Cosmetics have any undesirable or side effects to the body?
Well, see, it completely will depend upon the ingredients, and that is where the problem lies. Now, see, there are many over-the-counter products where the many ingredients are dubious, or many ingredients may hide behind various names, and people may not know exactly what those ingredients are. And because of that, it's nearly impossible for one to know how much their safety and efficacy would be. So regarding that, it's always better to have a brand which comes from a very regulated society. So a brand where the ingredients are clearly visible and we'll know that what all are the active ingredients, and those ingredients should known to be safe and should not have reactions with other ingredients. So that way it's likely to be more safe. So in most scenarios, if you're taking good Nutri Cosmetics, it's unlikely to cause any harmful effects, but you should choose your ingredients and you should choose your Nutri Cosmetics after doing a good study.
Thank you very much, Doctor. So in your presentation, you have shared a few clinical trials regarding the nutraceuticals. So my question is, what is the duration after the consumption of such nutracosmetical therapy for the person to show positive effects on the body?
As I said, that in general, for skin, the response tends to be more quicker, but it's still likely to take 2 or 3 months. So people cannot expect to just take this and immediately have some response. So it's you need to take it for a slightly longer period of time. So the response period is likely to be in few months. For skin, it will give early response. For hair and nail, the response may be seen by up to 6 months or even longer, because for hairs, it tends to take a longer period of time because see, the response is going to come from the hair root, and the hair that tends to grow 1 to 1.25 centimeter a month. So you will start to see healthy hairs once they have taken some length.
Right. So according to you, is the consumption of multi-nutrients gaining momentum in India, or is just a Western notion?
Oh, it's definitely gaining momentum. So there is a shift towards more preventive therapy. Now people wants to have healthy body. They now, because of the COVID also, so everyone wants to have more healthy nutrition so that their immune system is also well, and taking good active ingredients for your healthy skin and hair is going to help for overall health.
Right. So, Doctor, coming to the next question, that we've seen that the role of using clinical studies that there is a very huge role of Perfectil or any other nutracosmetics with respect to hair problems such as hair loss and alopecia. What are your thoughts on that?
No, so see, the issue is some of the common nutrient deficiencies we can check, like vitamin D, serum ferritin, vitamin B12, zinc, folate. So these are some of the nutrients which we regularly check and test. But there are many micronutrients for which doing testing in every patient is not going to be possible, and their deficiencies are pretty common. So in most of the patients with hair fall, it's a better choice rather than doing a very extensive testing of many micronutrients. It's a better choice to directly supply those nutrients, because most of these nutrients are unlikely to cause any harm even when they are in excess dosing. Most of the, as you all know, so most of the B complex vitamins, so even if they are in more dosing, so their overdosing is unlikely to cause any harm. So that's why there is no harm in directly supplying them. So in most patients for hair fall, we tend to give some nutritional therapies to them to overcome these nutrient deficiencies.
Thank you very much, Doctor. So we can move on to the next question. That Perfectil has been shown to completely diminish the negative effects of winter on the skin, such as aging and fine lines. So, what are your thoughts on that?
Completely diminish is probably too strong a word, but it depends. It certainly is likely to equip your skin and hair to deal with more harsher weather conditions. And if your skin and hair are receiving proper micronutrients, then they are likely to respond better when more adverse condition comes. That's why, so there is a definite role for it. And one should certainly look at it as a preventive therapy.
Right. Thank you very much, Doctor. So the next question is there awareness among individuals with respect to rising understanding of the role of nutrients in enhancing beauty? And how do we actually improve this awareness among the masses?
Also, see, basically this I think is already happening, and then people. So there needs to be more well-defined, large or multi-centric trial randomized studies documenting the efficacy of this, specifically their preventive roles and their treatments in many conditions. So more studies needs to be done so that it can be taken out to the masses and everyone can be made aware that the nutrition also plays a very strong role.
Right. So, sir, here many ingredients mentioned are antioxidants.
Yes.
So, does that actually help in boosting immune system as well?
So antioxidants, they play a very important role in protecting skin, hair, and it's certainly going to help the immune system as well. Because see, with sun, with ultraviolet rays, with environmental factors, one of the main reasons for damage is the free radicals and the reactive oxygen species. So this antioxidants, it helps to diminish the roles of these free radicals and this ROS, which helps in improving the health overall.
Right, doctor. So, other than the consumption of multi-nutrients, what are the foods do you think are very good for improving the health of skin, hair, and nails?
In general, this is a very common question which people ask me, that what kind of a food should one eat for a healthy hair and skin. See, the thing is, you just need to have a healthy diet with more amount of green leafy vegetables and fresh fruits. So see, that taking good amount of protein is one aspect, so that in general needs to be done, but there has to be a focus on taking more micronutrients. So you need to have more vitamins and minerals, which comes from various green leafy vegetables and fresh fruits, spinach, raspberry. So these are some of the things which goes a long way in giving you a good nutritious diet.
Thank you, doctor. So, next question is: if a patient comes with a disorder of a skin disorder, and how often you prescribe a nutri-cosmetic along with the main therapy?
It depends upon what is the condition, how chronic it is, and what patient exactly wants. So it depends upon these factors. I would say I prescribe them in about 30 or 40% of the patients who are coming to me, depending upon what they want. But now there is an increasing trend that people want to have therapies which can prevent these conditions from happening in long term.
Right. So, could you mention a few indications where you actually co-prescribe both nutri-cosmetics along with the main therapy?
No, so where the specifically when people are coming with dull and lusterless skin, where they're feeling that the skin is not remaining hydrated, and the skin is not having glow, and these are some of the indications where I prefer using Nutri Cosmetics too, along with other therapies.
Right. Thank you, doctor. So, in your presentation, you have mentioned that health and beauty are in the same side of the coin. So, would you like to elaborate on this point?
No, so in general, as I mentioned, so once if you're feeling good from within, then this is going to show up on your face, on your skin, as well as hair. So the same is true for having confidence in doing anything. See, once you're feeling healthy from within, then you're likely to be more confident. So it goes the same way. So if you're feeling well, then you're likely to look more beautiful.
Thank you, doctor. So, the next question is: how often do people come with a plea for enhancing beauty and not in just cases of severe cutaneous infection?
It's pretty common for all the dermatologists. I think, see, hearing this, that doctor, my skin is not glowy, and now my skin is very dull. There is no hydration in the skin, and the common term is rukhi twacha, and so this specifically the word glow is very common. So people very often ask for this.
So, doctor, how do we change the traditional thinking that beauty is only for females or women?
See, for males, basically, I think it's already changing. Male tends to be more resistant in getting any procedures done. For males, it is more likely. The thinking is that, see, whatever it is, it's okay. It's already there. But this concept of grooming well and looking well and feeling more confident is definitely increasing. And in many professions, looking good, being well groomed is an essential part. So for all the marketing procedures, and even for doctors, being well groomed and looking good, it has become important nowadays. So it's not just about your knowledge. You need to have a look about your overall persona.
Thank you so much, doctor. So the next question is that there is a lot of debate that with oral versus topical. So what are your thoughts on oral medicaments versus topical medicaments?
No, so in general, it should go hand in hand. So so oral therapies are likely to have a more slow response, but a long and sustainable response. With topical therapies, you are likely to get a more quicker response. So in general, but everyone would want to have a quick as well as a lasting response. So oral as well as topical treatments are required to achieve it.
Right. So, doctor, in terms of nutraceuticals, do you think oral medicaments have a better response than topical medicaments?
Yes, so for achieving long-term response, oral are likely to have better response.
So, doctor, coming to the next question, cosmetics not only contain chemical and drugs as active ingredients, their excipients also have a mixed view concerning toxicity. So, can you give a few examples and side effects associated with them?
No. So that's why I said it's pretty important to know what are the active ingredients in a particular compound. Now there are many conditions where people are using dubious ingredients as well as things from which these ingredients are made. So specifically when it's completely chemical ingredient, then their safety and efficacy needs to be checked properly before using them for masses.
Right. So, doctor, according to you, what is the role of nutrients in COVID-induced skin infections? And if you could elaborate on some of the COVID-induced skin infection that is prevailing in India right now.
No, so basically, see, there are lots. So most people post COVID, they tend to complain of dull skin, and then they complain of increased hair fall post COVID after a few months. So this is pretty common. Those who have a good amount of nutrients in them. So when there is when there is an active phase, when there is a stress on the body, and the body tends to divert the nutrients away from skin and hair. So if you already have a deficiency of micronutrients, then skin and hair are likely to receive less nutrients in when you're faced with a stressful situation like COVID. So if there is good supplementation of micronutrients prior, then your skin and hair are likely to face this brunt better in comparison to when you're having deficiency of the nutrients.
Right, doctor. Thank you so much. So, moving on to the next question, that the slides talk a lot about vitamins and trace elements. So, according to you, what are the important herbs which are also known to play a key role as nutricosmetics?
Well, as mentioned earlier, so in this grapeseed extract, which contains proanthocyanidine, so that's one of the good herbs, and which has more role is being researched upon, and now it's helpful in skin as well as hair. But I would want more well conducted trials to be done on these herbs so that their position can be better documented.
Okay. So, doctor, with your permission, we can close this session. It indeed was a great honor for me to moderate this session. I also would like to thank Mayor Vitabiotics for arranging this wonderful and informative session. So, thank you all for attending. And
Thank you.
thank you, doctor.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. I will take your leave now. Thank you.